Chad and Mike, as you know, there are many partners that farmers have in getting the job done. And this time of the year, as we're in that busy period coming up here for many of our growers, they will have a lot of help from the dealers, the crop protection folks out there, the input suppliers. Someone who knows them very well is the woman who's been president of the Illinois Fertilizer and Chemical Association. Jean Payne joins us here this weekend, just before your retirement, we understand.
Yes, March 31st is my last day at IFCA after a 23-year career there, Max.
You've worked so closely with the growers, and I know one emphasis that you've had has been safety, especially with the use of a product such as anhydrous ammonia, which is so vital to the growers. They rely upon it so heavily in the heart of the country here, and yet there have been some incidents.
Well, it's one of the things that I'm most proud of. Anhydrous ammonia is probably 60% of the nitrogen used in Illinois and certainly in the corn states, Iowa, Indiana, Minnesota, a very important product. It's 82% nitrogen, so it's concentrated. So the farmers that can use ammonia really kind of take the strain off of the rest of the ammonia of the nitrogen forms, because UAN is just 28 or 32% and dry fertilizer is just 46%. So it really is an important part of the supply chain, but it is a product that has to be handled with extreme care. It's an inhalation hazard. It's an extremely hazardous substance, according to USDOT. And it was about 2 years ago next month, Max, that we had a major incident in Northeast Illinois with an ammonia tractor and an ammonia tank and a tractor. And it wasn't a very big release of ammonia, but it occurred outside a suburb and it sent about 80 people to the hospital, including some emergency responders. And so that was really the impetus finally for us to work with the Farm Bureau and the Department of Ag and get ammonia training for all farmers in Illinois, so we could really emphasize the proper steps to take, first of all, to avoid these things, and then second of all, to make sure we were giving emergency responders the right information to properly handle these incidents so there would not be injuries to the emergency responders or to the public or to the farmers for that matter.
You, in fact, have a safety center, do you not, there with your association for training purposes?
We do. We have a very large building. We partner with the ASMARC Institute. We do ammonia technician training there. We have people from all over the North America come to this training center to get specific anhydrous ammonia training. And it's so important that we handle this product with care and have public trust in our use of it. And then also make sure that all the little things that can happen with ammonia that can just go wrong. It's an unforgiving product when it comes to a release because it expands 850 times when it hits the air. And so a small amount of ammonia can create quite a large cloud that can be very dangerous to people. And so that's why we focused so much on this. And that Beach Park incident was 2 years ago, but in the regulatory world, for us to get agreement with all the farm groups, a regulation drafted and promulgated, the training materials developed and available free of charge to the farmers. And now we've trained retailers to also deliver classroom training to farmers. We've done that in under 2 years, which is warp speed in the land of government.
Water quality. It's an important issue, whether it's growers who are watching us on the Delmarva Peninsula or in central Iowa, around that watershed in the Des Moines region. Your growers have a lot of navigable waterways, many waterways all put together running past their fields. You've addressed water quality, haven't you?
We have. In Illinois and a lot of corn growing states are major tile drain states. And tile is a terrific thing for production. There's no question it enhances production, but it also is a conduit to water and nutrient loss. And so we've been very proactive in this really for 10 years now. That issue was really steamrolling being about how it was fertilizer's fault. And I'm very proud of the fact that I think with our research and our proactive efforts, we've proven that fertilizer is a part of it, Max, but it really is how we manage the whole system of crop production, from fertilizer to tillage to cover crops to how we manage water is going to be the answer to this. We've made a tremendous amount of progress. What we really need to do now is scale it up over the next decade and really find the mechanisms that are profitable for farmers to use this more systematic approach to land and water and crop management to solve these problems and really stay ahead of the regulation. That's always our goal, is to stay ahead of onerous regulation, be at the table and offer programs and solutions that work to achieve the results, but also are very good for agriculture.
Your background has long been in agriculture. You worked for a major cooperative and have been in this role with the Fertilizer and Chemical Association in Illinois for more than 2 decades. Do you have a sense of leaving any work undone here as you get ready to turn in your keys?
Well, Max, just in the last couple months, I really think the whole carbon, climate, sustainability issues out there are really going to put a lot of pressure on agriculture to take the next step in being proactive and not just let someone dictate to us what that looks like. I do see the momentum building behind that, but I think it's going to take a lot of creativity for people to figure out how those programs really work and actually deliver the results and just don't look good on paper. So I think that's the major next thing for the next group of leaders in agriculture to take on, because what those agreements that are made today are going to be important for the next 20 years. And so I wish them all luck. There's never a loss of challenges in the ag sector, but I tell you, it's so rewarding. And I've been so blessed to work for the ag retailers and the crop input industry. They work so hard. I think they're underappreciated, but I can tell you, I've had so many people say thank you to me over the last 30 years of my career. They've made every moment of even the most difficult issues very worthwhile to represent them and be their face.
Good luck to you along the way out there, Gene. Thank you so much for what you've done for the ag industry. I know many of your members and folks who are not have appreciated your role and the helping hand that you've given them.
Well, thank you, Max. And my shout out to little Calhoun County, Illinois, where I grew up, a town of 300 people, maybe 27 people in my graduating class, Max. So you can get a really good education and lots of opportunities, even in small town Illinois.
You didn't name it. Brussels, Illinois, is that right? Home of the Sprouts, no doubt.
Yeah, I'm going there the day after I retire, Max.
Gene Payne, president of the Illinois Fertilizer and Chemical Association, joining us this weekend, guys.